If you or a loved one have discovered a strange Phoenician coin in a barrel outside your house, you may be entitled to an incredible deal down at Road Warrior Herbal Remedies. That's right, for the low, low price of just one long-lost Electrum relic, you too can walk right off the lot with your choice of Mesozoic Cryptoflora today! You won't find deals like this anywhere else because these flowers are extinct in nature! These deals won't last long on a geological timescale, so hurry into any of our one locations and claim your incredible botanical treasures before nightmare forces from beyond this universe consume linear time and leave the Earth in ashes. We can cut that part, right? Okay. Let's maybe try that one again. Our Almear location is now open for business, so head on down to the van parked right across from what did you do?
What do you mean?
Okay.
Bye!
Get to go home. Okay, we are back in the Birdplate for two reasons. One, I put in some new houses, but we're not going to go in them because that will distract us from number two, which I have to fly all the way over here to do and did not really time this well. Two, this is our shopping island. This building has been torn down and rebuilt 5 times, and this is my one shop. I'd like to have more, but my entire gimmick this season hinges around putting shady vehicles in parking lots and selling things out of the back, and there's no parking lot. So I've been discussing it with my fellow shop owners, and we have come to the conclusion that we need the Birdplate Super Shopping Center, which is just a generous way to say strip mall. So I've been briefly discussing the idea with my fellow shop owners. That's Lucky's building, that's Aang's building, and we've sort of worked out a way to, if nothing else, merge this building and a building that would go here up to the Road Warrior to have a, parking lot. This building, Lucky has been wanting to renovate for a while, or more specifically has not been wanting to renovate, but has been saying needs to be renovated and would like someone else to do it for a while.
Fine with me. I got the villagers working on it. I can care less what happens to that building now.
Okay, you order it all, folks.
So I'm going to worry about that later. We're going to put in the main structure here first. And let's see what we can do with that. It's going to require some modifications to Aang's shop, but he seems on board with them. And obviously a little bit of terraforming. This was not flat yesterday. So let's see what we can do about that. So off to a great start already. I don't really remember how tall it's supposed to be. And as you'll see in a moment, it uses slabs pretty heavily, which can make it very difficult to count how tall something is from a screenshot. I try to avoid using things like Lightmatica if I can, mostly because I just don't care for Lightmatica. I liked Schematica. Lightmatica has too many buttons. It doesn't need all those buttons, and it's too many things to click, and I don't care for it. But I think I'm at least close. And this is where we started to cut into the side of the building in a way that would have to probably be dealt with, as I sort of expected would happen. But that's fixable. Now the actual challenge with this was trying to figure out a design that could work with everything we had here and sort of blend in a way that wasn't tremendously obtrusive. And my solution to that was this bit at the top with the red sandstone. I originally had orange terracotta, which would have been cheaper, but for some reason I swapped it to red sandstone because I'm an idiot. But that carries over some of the colors in Aang's sand shop, and I think blends it a little better when we get over there, because I didn't want to get rid of Aang's shop. It's a nice shop. He seems quite proud of it. It's doing good business, and I mostly just wanted to see if I could make the pre-existing design work. And I'm I feel like I succeeded. Remains to be seen. I haven't built the whole thing yet. But it's also a good shape, too. So if I can, leave it up and have half of the work already done for me, I consider that a win. So other than extending it down to ground level, because I did have to terraform where the parking lot is going in a little bit, it's pretty much unchanged other than like a little bit of blending into the building next to it. So this is the part where the sand shop does need a little remodeling, but not a ton. It's just a little bit of changes to the roof. The main change being swapping out some of these stairs for full blocks. Admittedly, the trapdoors were perhaps the most expensive part, and I'm not entirely sure how much they add, but hopefully it's enough to justify the expense. Especially considering I'm planning to nerf my silverfish farm in the next foundation patch, because again, it's broken and I hate it. Now, I don't actually do anything with the sidewalk around the front of the sand shop, because again, I didn't want to mess with the sand shop or mess up the portioning of the sidewalk, but B, I also thought it would be funny if this was like a drive-through window. You just walk right up and grab your red sand. The other thing this might require is adjusting the floor of the red sandstone shop, because I also had the idea that you could just walk straight through it to get onto the sidewalk, which is also great for business, because if you have to walk through a building to continue through the side, I don't want to give the capitalist engine any more ideas, quite frankly. Now that I'm saying it, stores that you have to walk through being incorporated into public infrastructure is probably right around the corner. So I'm just going to stop before I get blamed for this idea in the future. This is another small modification I had to make to the sand shop, is just moving the window down one block, again, so that it's sort of flush with the street level. Because I wanted the parking lot to be at the same level for the mall and the sand shop, but the sand shop was built originally slightly up on a hill, so some compromises had to be made. So this is the only part of the sand shop I really had to change, which was the entrance, because with the street level raised up, it was no longer accessible, so I had to come in and add a staircase, because, I think lowering the red sand room is a little easier, because A, most of those barrels are not stocked, and they're easy to just push down, and B, it's a smaller area, but when you get to actually doing the entire sand shop, it's a bit trickier of a proposition, and I think has a bit more obvious of an effect on the exterior that I didn't necessarily want to have to get into. So another small change I had to make was just swap out this pillar. I had to leave one piece of red sandstone there, though, because you can see it from the window. So my solution is just cover it with some good old-fashioned graffiti. It's the back corner of a strip mall. It's not going to be clean. And I haven't quite worked out which way this is going to go yet, but I think this lines up close enough with my outline that I can just do that, but I don't know. I'm going to leave that as is, and I'm going to explore options later, I think. And with that, I believe the ground floor is pretty much complete. There's a little bit I have to do on the roof still, which I can get knocked out pretty quickly. Now, eventually I'm going to go back and I'm going to texture these, pseudo-concrete, the stone parts. Throw in some andesite and that sort of thing, but not right now, because I don't want to. So instead, I'm going to start on the parking lot, which is a little bit of a trickier proposition, but I think I can get at least some of it in. Because I don't have the resources to do the rest of the roof, and the parking lot is kind of the whole point of this. So the bulk of this is actually going to be black concrete powder. It's just a little bit more textured than black concrete. Black concrete is kind of, famously a void, and doesn't really look like pavement at all. I don't remember where I first saw this done. I know I did not come up with it, but if you put a bamboo sign under a black carpet, the top of the sign sticks up just enough, and this is an old trick. This is used to make like pool cues and stuff, but it sticks up just enough that it makes really good road lines, other than some Z-fighting on the edges. And I think as far as making a parking lot goes, this is pretty much the best way to do it. Now the other thing I'm going to do is, because we're using carpet, I'm actually going to knock out some of this at the start, and I'm going to use this to hide lighting. So I'm just going to stick some pearlescent frog lights under there. They don't have to be pearlescent frog lights, but those seemed like those weren't the hot seller at the frog light farm, and Sun really needs that frog light farm emptied, so I'm just throwing some of those under there. Now, I did not come up with the parking lot lines, but I did come up with this little one, if only based on the merit that this wasn't possible a couple of weeks ago, is using these pale oak signs just as a crosswalk. All right, and I think that that is pretty much done from this perspective. Obviously, the roof is still not there, but this part is pretty solid, I think. I still got to figure out what I'm doing here, and I need to connect this actually all the way through and, you know, lower that a little bit so you can actually walk through it. But that's, you know, I've made enough grand sweeping changes to Aang's shop without him being here that I think I'll wait and let him sign off on the rest of the changes as they come. So, let's see. This is going to be some sort of shop. I don't know what yet, because there's really not a lot of interior space here, because once you go through it, you're right around to the back. So this is going to be some tiny, like, 8x8 total size shop, and I don't know what I'm going to put in there, but I'm probably going to put something in there. Now, as for this, I discovered something interesting earlier. This might already be common knowledge, but I haven't seen it, so I'm going to claim I invented it, just like I'm going to claim I invented this crosswalk. So you can actually hang a sign under a candle, and it'll stay there. And then you stick those up there, and you got yourself a little road sign. So this is going to be reserved parking. Maybe for Casey, maybe not. I'm going to give him his choice of the parking lot, but I did promise him a reserved parking space. So kind of got to follow through on that. Oh, you know, the other thing I wanted to do, I'll do it later. I'm gonna have, like, it looking like sand has overflowed out this window and turn some of these road signs orange to match the sand. But that's a project for later. In the meantime, I think this is pretty good, if I do say so myself. I think it merges into the sand shop really well without compromising a whole lot of the shape of the sand shop. Obviously, you lose a little bit of the roof, but I think all in all, and obviously the back might have to be addressed a little bit. I kind of want to have an interior to this, and you can see the sand shop from inside as well. And of course, I have to extend the parking lot over here, and I don't know what I'm going to do with all my plants, but I'm probably just going to, you know, leave them because they're on moss, and I can just, you know, not move the moss, and it'll work fine. But one thing at a time.
Well, that explains a lot, doesn't it?
Oh, there's the store owner.
Ah.
I'm afraid some rapscallions have graffitied your business. All right, I have consulted with Aang about lowering the floor. This is what we have arrived at. I had to move the supply barrels over to here, so now it is also a proper drive-through. You can just, well, they're mostly empty. I'll get them some red sand later. But then you come out here. You're on this side with the Graffito. I moved that lamp over there, and I still got to do this side and that side. But I did finish this part too, so that's good. And by finish, I mean it needs to still connect up to here. But I got to figure out this, and this is uneven too in like a bunch of ways. So I got to decide how I'm approaching that. But I'll figure it out. It's not going to be tremendously difficult, I don't think. So we'll see. But I'm satisfied with how this part has turned out. And I forgot to light up in there in a creeper spawn, but I got rid of it. So going great.
Oh, I found a Moeri shekel cask.
Oh, where?
I just thought, hey, I dug that tunnel and I don't remember putting a barrel there. Like, I wonder what's in it.
Oh, right. I hid one at the end of your stupid dead-end tunnel.
Yeah, which nobody would ever find because
Yeah.
there's like no way to access this now.
Welcome
unless
to the
you
world
go
of
into,
hunting
like...
for Moeri shekels.
Oh, they've been stolen. Oh my goodness, give them back.
You snooze, you lose, sucker. You know what's great about this just being a vertical drop shaft?
Oh no. Oh,
Well, I missed, and now we're both stuck down here.
Oh, you're right. Look.
Yep, here I go, being the bad guy in a movie where the protagonist is a dog again. I'm gonna chop down this historic tree to make room for my shopping center's new parking lot. And there's nothing you or Fido over there can do to stop me. All right, I think I've made some pretty decent headway on the super shopping center. My inventory is a mess, but I can ignore that. Let's see. First, wrapped the parking lot around to meet up with the Road Warrior, which is, of course, not parked correctly at all, as was the intention. I had to take some liberty with the road lines here because I needed, these plants to be here, so some of it had to be grass, and also I couldn't run the sign and the carpet underneath of the car, so it was, it could be better, it could be worse. I'm fine with it. Let's see. Duey has put in a suspicious sand shop with some sort of weird cryptocurrency of which I'm not aware. Not to be confused with my totally normal shekel cryptocurrency, which is legitimate and backed up by having more than 2 of a given product. This doesn't have anything in it yet. This whole wall is empty. But I got the sidewalk and part of the roof in, so that's something. Let's see. I don't know what I'm doing with this segment. I need to talk to Lucky about whether or not she wants a parking lot / sidewalk, because she's got her own thing going over here. We'll see. And someone also defaced this parking spot that I guess is Casey's now. I put the reserved sign in there just to show that I could do it. I was going to let Casey have his pick, but then it was sort of decided that this is Casey's spot, and I guess it's a handicapped spot because Casey is an old lady with brittle bones or something. I don't know. I did all of this off camera because it took me 16 hours and I was not going to time lapse that. I had to do a significant amount of work to sort of update the trading hall to the new standard, but I think by and large I've been successful. The dark oak was a little bit difficult to preserve because, again, I wanted to keep the feel of it, if nothing else, and certainly maintain as many elements as I could. Again, Lucky has been more than vocal about wanting to just rip the entire thing out and have someone else redo it, but I thought I could at least try and leave some of the original product because it's been there for quite a while and it would be weird if it just went away. But the dark oak into sandstone with quartz and blue and green and orange was a rough transition. I think it's okay. There might be one too many colors in there, but I can live with it. Shopping centers are kind of gaudy to begin with. These windows kind of expose where some redstone used to be, and I need to do something about that, but that requires redoing the interior, which is going to be a tricky proposition. So let's just go around to the side before we deal with that. I put in some actual windows, and I can't avoid talking about the interior. Let's talk about the interior. So, problem number 1 is that all of the other stores are 1 block up from here, and this floor was built at that level. So this whole interior needs to be redone either way you slice it. But it's got windows now, so it's not as oppressive. But properly, these windows should be here, so they're sort of, floor to nowhere near the ceiling windows. This guy keeps escaping. I don't know what this guy's deal is. And yeah, these stalls can all probably do with being redone. But one thing at a time. And if you come up on the roof here, there's pretty much nothing. I have 2 frog lights here that I'm using to create light through these trapdoors to light this up. And I just put stone pressure plates over them just to say I did something. as for the rest of it, it's pretty much just flat stone. I'm going to mix in andesite at some point. I've got some glow lichen here and there to actually light it up, because otherwise... Oh, okay. Well, that could be better. And this part is going to have to be probably reassessed later when we figure out where the monorail comes in. I'd like to have some sort of bus station, basically, that the monorail comes off into. So, going forward, what do I need to do with this place? I need to finish the roof. I need to decide how far back it wraps around, because currently it goes to about here, and it should probably go back quite a bit further. I think I am going to do an interior as well. Just knock this out and connect all of this up in one sort of main mezzanine area, and have stairs going down to, I guess, meet up with this underground tunnel. I don't know. But for now, I think that's all that I'm going to focus on for the moment for this project. I still need to do some detailing, but not so desperately that I'm going to hang around here for another 3 days worrying about this exclusively. I probably am going to do that anyway, because again, there's a big hole in the roof, but it will take up likely very little of this remaining runtime. Where the hell am I? I walked through a door into another dimension. Oh, uh-oh. Look out, everyone. 3, 2, 1. Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
oh my god!
It's a party in the
Holy
subway station
shit.
bathroom. Perhaps this will teach us a valuable lesson about why you don't use fireworks in the house! Casey? I'm gonna need to ask you a favor. Thank you. Here we go. Hello.
Hi! Couldn't even let me put it away.
1 in a million shot, Doc. 1 in a million. Oh, okay, yeah. For God's sake, Casey. Well, when you see that one, you're gonna realize why you don't want to go into that one.
Is it like, is it just blank? Is it just like the most depressing room ever?
If
No
only.
interior decorating. Oh.
Ah. Okay.
Okay, back to mohair for a minute while my sandstone is smelting. I've been tinkering in the yellow zone a little bit. I got some, yellow in. This is still empty, but I kind of like this. This is fun. This is sort of what I'm going for in the rest of this. This aqueduct is still working exactly the way I left it, and I also I did this off camera because this is just painful to do, but I did install this cliff. But the terraforming on this is, and even then, like this bit right here, I'd still like to smooth out a little bit, but it's not fun to do and it's not fun to watch, so I just skipped right through it. And I put in this crane with a frog light because again, Sun needs that frog light farm emptied out, and someone's got to use them. So I've used exactly 1 frog light. I'm doing my part. And that's about it. The rest of it is just like maintenance. Like I'm starting to extend this down. I'm still not entirely sure where I'm going with this, but it's something. And this looks like that now, and it's a whole production. So I think my sandstone is done now, though, so I'm going to probably go back to finishing that. Ow. That'll happen. Finishing that super shopping center. Let's see. I already had it. I picked it up already. That was all the sandstone. I thought there might have been more. Nope. Okay. You know what? Okay. And until further notice, that is as far as I plan to expand the shopping center. So we got all this back here now.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah, that was just there.
yeah. I figured.
Yeah. Oh, check out my Graffito.
Graffito. Now, I want you to come back to where we just were.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
I thought you had caught me.
No, I thought you were staring at the moss block.
No.
No, I've beaten you to it, sucker.
Yeah.
Mine's got ASCII art and everything.
Yes, well, I only had about 2 seconds. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, so we've got your boarded up heroin den over here.
Good.
I don't know what you want to sell out of there.
Season 1 of The Wire.
Yep.
It's a print shop.
Hmm.
It's one of their many fronts. Really know how we could do that.
Or just paper. Like, we have paper.
Could just sell paper.
This could be a
Possible.
Kinko's.
It's an idea.
We could call it straight flippin' copies. It could be a hip,
Yeah.
trendy Kinko's.
It could.
And also, I like the idea that it's a front for drugs when drugs are being sold in front of it.
Oh, yeah.
It's very thinly veiled. I feel like we could get away with selling wax at the office supply store. Laminate. It's the laminator. We have a laminator machine.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Perfect. You know what? We might actually be able to do this. We should sell ink, but only CMY and K. Like, those are the only dyes we sell.
Are those easy to come by? Let's think.
Well, the cyan we get from the sniffer flowers.
Okay, good. We have those.
Yellow is just bone mealing a sunflower.
Yes.
Magenta, I think, is just bone mealing a lilac. And
Oh.
black dye is just charcoal.
All right, good. Those are all easy.
Dyes, but only CMYK. We could also sell mushroom blocks, but then we'd have to farm mushroom blocks. But they make good cork boards.
Oh, this is the new stuff.
Yeah.
That's not bad, actually.
Yeah. I think that might be our carpet.
So you have to decide how much space you want in the front, where the business happens,
Yeah.
and then how much is going to be in the back, where the crime happens.
I think the back room is like a 3x3 room.
Yeah. Yeah, it won't be that big.
Seems suitably like, the bare minimum attempt to have some sort of detail on what is otherwise, a copy shop.
Yeah, it is. It is just a copy shop.
Yeah.
Aside from all the crime,
Yeah.
but
And remember,
can't really
this is
advertise
a
that.
hip, young, trendy copy shop.
Yes.
Like what 7-Eleven is trying to be. So, like at the bank. I can help the next customer. That feels sufficiently soul-crushing. What do you think?
Here's the bigger problem. Who's actually used a laminator? Who has gone into a Kinko's?
Show of hands.
Yes, show of hands. Who's actually
My
gone
hand
into
is
a
down.
Kinko's and used a laminator? Yes, mine is down.
I've never been in a Kinko's.
Me neither.
I can help next customer. Hi, welcome to Kinko's. What can I get you? Okay, and with that, I think that the Birdplate Super Shopping Center is pretty much done, at least from the outside. So let's sort of go down the list. So obviously this still needs to be redone because the floor is too low and there's spores, but we'll ignore that for now. Ang Sand Shop obviously has been merged into it fairly smoothly, I think, and Duey is selling suspicious sand for a currency that is yet been undefined. You kind of have to tell people, Duey, or they won't know what that means, and you'll never sell anything for nothing. The roof just has obligatory roof garbage on it. You got wires and air conditioners and chimneys. Don't know why there's a chimney. Is there a furnace in the basement? Who can say? But let's take a look inside of Straight Flippin' Copies, which is the hip, trendy copy shop at the corner of the strip mall. So there's a couple of things that I think still need to be done here, but by and large, it's getting close to serviceable. We, of course, have paper, 32 sheets, which is neither a ream nor a thing that constitutes part of a ream, but I don't remember what that's called. But, 32, I think, is a good number. That's like a stack and a half of fireworks, for example. Ink refills, we just have cyan, magenta, yellow, and black, nothing else. And, of course, it's horrendously expensive. You can't make a laminating machine. It doesn't happen. So we're just going to pretend this is one. And of course, we're selling laminate over here. Maps, I guess. Ender chest over here. We've got the employees only room back here where we keep our emergency stock. I probably need a sign on that says employees only, just to make sure people get the picture, but I don't have any signs on me. And I'm quite proud of this, working photocopier. So fairly straightforward. I need a signed book. I believe I have, the master copy of the photocopier manual. All you got to do is just put a book in here, and it spits out two more. So there's the copy, there's the original, and we just hide that back there, and I guess hide this one there. So let's look at the redstone on this, if we can get back there. Yeah, that'll do. So it's, I guess, kind of straightforward. There's a hopper under this bookshelf that goes into a dropper to sort of queue it. There isn't really a queue so much. If you put two books in at the same time, it's probably going to break. But it's just for, timing. And then that dropper will receive power from itself, which will eject it into the crafter, and after it receives power a couple of ticks later, it will power this crafter that has ink, feathers, and books in it, which will make a book and quill, spit it into this barrel, into this hopper, and then that will go into the crafter and, copy the book, and then a couple of ticks later that will power the crafter, which will spit it into, there's a hopper under this, let's see if we can actually, there's a hopper there, which will just feed it directly into the second bookshelf along with the original book. And if there's anything in there that is not a book and quill, shortly after the crafter triggers, this torch turns off, which unlocks this hopper, which will take it out and put it in this barrel where I've just sort of left some of my test books. And this circuit is just if there's an item in the crafter already, i.e. something went in here that wasn't a book and got ejected, or something went in here that wasn't a book and got ejected into the paper jam tray, I guess you call it, don't craft another book when another thing comes through. So if there's already a book and quill that's been crafted, but that's been ejected, just lock this hopper, or lock this repeater so that it doesn't spit out any more books. And that's pretty much it. There's instructions on how to use the machine, and nobody's going to read it and break my machine, but that's fine because we have the paper jam control. And if I had a pale oak sign, I'd put an employees only thing on there, but the whole store is employees only right now, so I'm not too terribly worried about it. Get in, son. We're doing a bucket lifter. Oh, bye, Casey.
Oh. Why? Sucks to suck, I guess.
Don't worry, we're coming. We're almost there.
After 30 minutes.
It's only been 5. Oh. Wow. Okay. That happens sometimes.
Enough.
Catch.
Why did we bring him all the way up here?
Oh no! Oh no! Why did he do that? He just jumped to his death! Well, if that's not proof that Casey has not been treating his workers well, I don't know what is. I'm free! Goodbye!
That's crazy.
If anyone needs me, I have to go scrape something off the pavement.
So let it be known that I tabbed out for 2 seconds to try and check the footage and figure out what exactly I just witnessed. And as I tabbed back in, this was happening. Huh?
Why is
What
this
the
can in the
fuck?
basement?
What do you mean?
Oh my, why are you... Who is this?
It's
What's the problem?
Pecan. Hi, buddy. How's it going? I don't know if I can leave now.
Oh, it's getting both of the people that killed me at the same time. This is great.
You scared me.
Let me in, Hoops, please.
Good old Hoops.
I just see him down.
Oh, Lord. Oh
Hello?
my god. What the hell happened, eh? What the
Dang.
hell happened?
Is everything okay?
Are you okay? What happened?
What happened?
Oh. Oh, spaceship
Spaceship.
died. Oh no.
Ang, you've pushed 2 people to their deaths today.
Pairing complete. Initializing print sequence.